Have you figured out your niche? Are you helping adding value to other people's lives? Then you're in the right place. Welcome to Munira's Musings with your host, Munira Zahabi.
Greetings from Chicagoland. This is Munira, your niche navigator, coming to you live with another guest all the way from Niagara Falls. Welcome, Sarah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let's talk about what a niche navigator does and why I'm here. So this show is Munira's Musings, and what we do is we showcase a person who is an expert in their field and have found their niche, and they talk to us about what they are doing, how they are doing it, and why they are doing it. So without further ado, let's talk to Sarah all the way from Niagara Falls in Canada, and she's going to tell us about a little bit about herself.
Hey everyone, I am so honored to just have some time on here this morning. I always say time is such a precious thing. So when people are willing to share that with you, it's something that I really truly value. And as an entrepreneur, what I do is I really help entrepreneurs understand how to connect past the point of, I call it the pitch, pass, pray. Pitch your business, pass your card, and pray that someone calls you. We host 30 networking events across Canada and the United States. We're just getting ready to launch our platform in Colombia. So we're in the middle of the conversion into Spanish to branch into other networks. We focus on education-based networking. So using the power of learning how to build a business and actually finding the right people that fit into that from a client standpoint, from a building standpoint, from a staffing standpoint, and really just pulling everything together so the business actually operates versus you trying to do all kinds of things and wondering, is this going to work? Just having that strong foundation with the right people to stand behind it and beside you along that journey.
So this is awesome, right? How long have you been doing this job?
3 years, and it it was not an intention. I actually owned a marketing agency, and the entire platform literally happened by accident, but it was definitely a blessing in disguise because there is a huge need for people to understand how to network more effectively.
Also, there's a different way to network.
Well, we call it the pitch, pass, pray for a reason because so many people show up at events. And of course, now it's virtual. So now it's the elevator pitch, right? And we're taught to build relationships where people like, know, and trust. And if someone is standing in front of me and all they're doing is talking about themselves, I'm usually a lot less interested in that conversation. So the elevator pitch is a self-pitch intended to drive people directly into your business, which completely differs away from let's get to know each other to make sure that who I am and what I offer can serve you. And so what worked many, many years ago of let me pitch my business is very, very different in, how we network, connect, and do business today. We're taught to have relationship marketing. And this whole process of, pitching your business and your elevator pitch and pitching your business card, it's really becoming more and more ineffective as time goes on and as the world continues to change.
Okay, so marketing agency, now networker, and which one do you like best?
I definitely appreciate this more. So as a marketing agency, I'm just going to be blunt here. One of the things I found was that people would hire our agency to market their business, but what would happen is we would start to market it, and you probably have experienced this. Anyone in the marketing field in any way, shape, or form has come across this. People will hire you to market their business, expecting you to sell. And that is not the job of a marketer. The job of a marketer is to work on the brand recognition and placement of the brand so you can use your sales process to sell. But because people don't have an actual business model and an actual sales model, it tends to fall apart for them. So we see a lot of people who decide I'm just going to leave my corporate job and start a business because, it's so easy to become an entrepreneur. Or somebody says, oh my gosh, you're so good at that, you should start a business.
Yeah.
And then they do. And they get a website and a logo and a Facebook group. And maybe if they're really adventurous, they get a LinkedIn page, and suddenly they have a business and they don't know how to operate it. So when they get really overwhelmed, they do one of two things. They hire a virtual assistant that they don't know how to utilize because they don't have processes in place. And the virtual assistant ends up being fired because they're not making money, but that's not the job of a virtual assistant. Or they're hiring a marketing agency, expecting the marketing agency to increase their sales, but they don't have a sales process. So I love marketing. I'm good at marketing. It's very easy to me. The problem is that people don't hire marketing agencies for what they're intended for. So Savy Networker actually was birthed out of, how do I teach my own clients how to actually run their business so that I'm no longer doing it and I can get back to marketing? So I started putting on an event every month, and I would get on, my own stage and teach my own clients, okay, guys, here's how we run a business. And what I noticed was people just kept going, really? I need to do that? And I was like, okay, guys, this is a no-brainer. Like, this is the actual basics of business. And Savy Networker literally just happened from there. I thought it was just a problem with the clients we were attracting. And I would talk to other marketing agencies and they'd just say, like, Sarah, I totally feel you. We have the same problem with every client, which is where I really realized I had a niche. Like, I had tapped into a niche in this global market that people aren't solving. And so networking events happen from there.
And you step right into where I am, because I see so many people, like you said, the two things, they're so good at this, go start a business, or I want to stop my corporate job, or I've been laid off, let me just go do what I'm supposed to do. But they haven't put in the thought process. They haven't done anything. And I see so many coaches out there who are like, now you're in business, let's get you some sales, this, that. I mean, they're so gung-ho with everything. And wait. You don't need a website. You don't need any of these things. Wait, let's just take a step back. Let's figure out if you're really good at this. How many people want your product? How much money do you want to make? Oh, $100,000 is a good thing per month. How much are you making right now? Oh, minimum wage. So it's like, right, and get that jump, right? And it's so amazing that you bring this to attention, because many people don't have a plan.
They don't. We did a poll, so we've got just under 15,000 entrepreneurs in our community now. Last year, we did a poll, so we polled about 13,000 people. And literally 1 out of every 600 people said they had a formal business plan that they checked in on regularly, updated and modified based on where they were going. 1 in 600. Not to say you have to spend hours and hours creating a 300-page business plan, but come on, you should have an idea of where you're going, because your business is supposed to help support, drive everything else in your life through finances and through your fulfillment and helping other people and through you living out your passion and experiencing your own expertise. So if you created a business to have a life you love and you don't know how to run the business, how are you ever going to have the life you love? And people seem to kind of miss that connection. And, I really love what we do, because our events, we bring speakers to the stage. We don't have speakers that talk at you. We have speakers that talk with you. So while it starts out as a panel discussion, it really ends up being like, let me share my real problems in my business and get feedback and get suggestions. And so when we see people raise their hand to admit the vulnerability of like, here's where my business is. We see this entire room full of other entrepreneurs say, oh my gosh, I had the same problem. Here's what I did. And they start helping each other. Or, you know what, I'm getting ready to do that in my business. I should really tune in and pay attention because this could be a problem for me. So this education-based networking has really shifted the way that our network specifically builds their business, but also increases their sales because they have a foundation and they're meeting people that they're building a real relationship with, not intentionally to sell, but it ends up happening naturally.
But then, that's another thing. Like, so many, when I first started writing my book, the principles of niche philosophy, the first principle is N for niche, right? Because, and I used not the niche part, but I used N for networking. Because what I said was, many people don't know, they have all the skills they need. They have all the skills and it's already inbuilt and your desire is there. However, you're not sure how to help people. And so one of the things I talk about is, when you go into I didn't elaborate all this in the book, but when I talk to people on one-on-one, I tell them, go network. And I know during COVID, we are not meeting one-on-one, but Zoom is available, Skype is available. Let's just meet. And the one thing that we need to do is just connect with people. Because here's the thing, if you tune in, and truly believe that, if you tune into the frequency and listen, just listen to people, and you have a skill, maybe that can be your niche because you have the skill that somebody else needs. You don't have to be in a business of any kind of certain things, but at that particular moment, if you're helping somebody, you're in business.
Yes.
Exactly. And you just have to tune into the right frequency. And I love the fact that you're bringing up networking because I didn't know this was where it was going to go. But the fact that it's educational based, and I wrote down all these notes, the fact that, people don't know how to network. Even I have been guilty to go into these events, given out my cards. People give me their phone numbers, which are off by one digit, and you never hear from them.
Well, and here's the thing. How awkward is it to actually stand in front of another human being? Imagine we were in person right now. We talk for 30 seconds. You tell me about your vacuum cleaning business and say, here's my card. And then I go home, I shuffle through the cards and I call you and I say, so how's the vacuum cleaning business? Like, what do you actually say on that call? Because I don't know anything about you. I literally, there is no personality attached to this other than you pitched me in a 30-second or 60-second elevator pitch and you passed me your card. Like, there is no foundation to build a relationship. I always say to people, look at it like dating. Like, it's literally like dating, from the online networking to the in-person. You don't go on a dating website and just message every single profile and go on a date and marry the person the next day. You'll scroll through and you find out, like, do I have interest with this person? Are they interesting to me? Are they worth me saying hello to? And then if so, you maybe text a little bit, or you add them to social media, or you go out for coffee, and then you go on another date and another date. And then eventually, if it's the right person, they pop the question and suddenly you're married and you're in a relationship, and it's transactional, that like, we have connected enough to do something, and this has value. And I always say to people, like, pretend you're dating. Would you ask someone to climb into bed with you on the first night? No. So don't ask them for the sale on the first night, because you know nothing about this person. And it literally comes off pushy. Nobody has a one-night stand and actually feels good about themselves the next day. They're like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. Or I can't believe I did that. So when you buy something that you don't really want or need, the next day you resent it. And nobody goes around bragging about their one night stand. It's called the walk of shame for a reason. So you don't go around bragging about the thing you bought that you don't want and don't need. So they're not promoting you. They're not excited about you. They're not telling their friends about you, and they're not even using your service. And it's a hard reality for a lot of people to swallow, but the majority of people do networking wrong. And it is exactly why, even if they have the foundation in their business, it's not growing. So if you don't have a foundation and you don't know how to network, those are the people that are literally, they're signing up for every program under the sun, hoping for something to become a quick fix. But the quick fix starts with you getting your foundation and your processes in place, and then learning how to meet people.
So right. So quick tip. Give me 3 tips. What somebody like me who has never networked or wants to network but hasn't met the right person, how do I do that?
So first thing I always tell people is go to the event with an intention and never let that intention be sales. Don't ever go in with a mind that I'm going to sell. You will sell this person, or this person will come to you, which is always the end goal. We don't want to have to convince people. We want people to say, hey, I need what you have. When you can position yourself as that person, you've strengthened your network because you're seen as a leader and you're seen as someone who can provide value. So first thing, go to networking events, but don't go with an intention to sell. Go with an intention to make 3 great relationships, right? Or go with an intention to even make 1 great relationship. If you can spend 1 hour at a networking event, make 1 great connection and sell a $500 product, that's a solid win, right? And a lot of people are like, I'm just going to get every business card and try to sell everybody. Well, it's so easy to just break it down that when your attention is everywhere, it's really nowhere, right? So second thing is understand that there are 5 people you meet at networking events. 1 are time wasters, 2 are warm leads, 3 are hot leads, 4 are people you can collaborate with, and 5 are people that you aspire to be like and you want to learn from them. The third thing is become a number 5. Become somebody that people aspire to be like, and your network will flock to you instead of you going out and finding it. So I always tell people, like, focus on having a strategy for networking. Don't just go to every random event. Don't just go to all the free events because they're free. Find events where your people are, show up, and become somebody worth knowing. And the only way you ever do that is to show up as yourself. Don't show up as a salesperson, show up as a human being. It's called social networking because we're supposed to be social, not because we're supposed to be sales, right? So that would be my tips.
No, those are amazing tips. Thank you so much. So one you said is going to be a time waster. One you said is going to be
So time wasters, warm leads, hot leads, people that you can collaborate with, and people you aspire to be like. And ultimately, you want to become a number 5. We all start out as a number 1. We all waste people's time by signing up for things that are free. We have no intention of using them because we're lost in our business. So we're all time wasters when we first start out in business. It's just part of the process. Then we become somebody's warm lead, right? We end up working with other people, just like other people end up working with you. Then the hot leads, those are people who say to you, like, oh my gosh, I've been looking for a web developer. Thank God you showed up at this event. I need your services. Like, they're telling you right away, like, hey, by the way, I need what you do. People you can collaborate with are people who can get on the existing journey that you're on. They're not going to sideswipe you to another business, but they're going to help get on the existing journey you're on to better where you're going. And the number 5s are people that really have that, they have that personality that's almost contagious, right? You want to be around them. You want to follow them on social media. You're tuning into their podcast. You're buying their book. You're buying every program because you can't help but consume more of their information because it changes who you are as a person. And when we can become that, then we become the Tony Robbins of the world and the Les Browns and the Oprahs and the Grant Cardones. Like, people can't get enough of these people because they truly offer something of value.
And very well put. Thank you so much, Sarah. Your camera is funny, but it's okay. So
Sorry about that.
So you said you're moving this whole platform into the Spanish world. Are you still with the company, or are you going to moving out?
So the company will always be mine. It's my little baby project. I love it. I also work as a business coach, which is, where a lot of my attention is. I have an incredible team who operates the company. Every city has their own host. So my job really is to step out of supporting the actual networkers. So you could imagine trying to have a conversation with 15,000 people and actually give all of them value at the level that they need it. It's not something I can do. So our speakers help our networkers, our hosts help our speakers, and our partners really pull the whole community together. So we have 12 coaches that work with us that literally step in and help people get from where they are to where they want to be. So my job is really now that I've built it, now that there's a framework, now that there's strategies and tools, the last 3 years has really been about building and connecting for me. But now my connection and my energy really needs to be focused on strengthening our leadership team so that they can help people get from where they are to where they want to be. There's a lot of work to be done with entrepreneurs because, like I said, everyone just dives into it. And I think it's so powerful to be able to step into the unknown, but you also don't want to step into the unknown and free fall. You want to step into the unknown and build a strategy, right? And once you've been swimming in this pond for a little while, you quickly realize there's a lot of information out there, and not all of it is easily accessible. And some of it is too easily accessible. So we don't really know where to turn. So having speakers that you can stand in front of and actually ask questions, and hosts and meet with people that are going to say, like, here's how we do this, here's the strategy. It really has just shifted the way that our community has built. So my job is to support the leaders so the leaders can support everybody else.
No, this is awesome, and I love it. I love the fact that you built this platform. Tell me how people can find you.
So usually I'm most commonly found on social media. So a little bit about what we do. So definitely connect with me on social media. You search Sarah Elizabeth. I believe we probably can tag that, or I'm tagged in this post. It's shared on Facebook there. So connect with me on social media, say hello. We offer opportunities for people to speak on our stage for free. We give away free virtual profiles. So there's lots of different ways to get connected, but it really starts with saying hello. So say hello, let's have a conversation, and then figure out how we can support you as a community.
Great, awesome. And if they want to start networking, is that the same way to connect with you?
So we have virtual events. So just connect with me. We'll find the right event, right? We do 15-minute coffee and connections every morning. We have our membership community where you can connect, to all of our events across all 30 cities. We are slowly relaunching in-person events. COVID is going to be on its best behavior for me, so I can do what I need to do in this world, and it's all just going to work out perfectly. But we have a lot of different opportunities to network. So it's all about finding where's the best place for you. Are you naturally an educator? Because if you are, sure, attend an event, but let's get you on stage, right? Let's get you in front of people. Let's get you educating. Are you brand new to networking and just want to dip your toes? Come to a coffee and connection. It's 15 minutes. It's a small group of people every morning. It's different people each morning, but it's just a way to kind of dip your toes into the community. So I think it's best to figure out where you're starting and get people positioned in the right spot.
There you go. So I'm having, a networking event on 11, on the 6th at 11 o'clock, and it's just bring your own coffee, and I call it a Zoom fee because it's going to be on Zoom. Yeah. Bring your coffee and let's just talk, right? Get to know each other. So if you guys are interested in that, send me a message and I will send you the link to that. Because what I want you all to do is really just show up. Let's just be together. And many times we are in groups, and we join groups just because, but we haven't done anything in the group. So let's talk a little bit. Let's just liven it up, make it happen, right? Make it happen, because everybody is anxious, right? Everybody is worried in these times where you can't go meet people. There's a second wave coming. Things are closing down everywhere in the world again.
They're reopening. They're reopening.
They're reopening. And
We're attracting it. We're attracting good.
we'll overcome this. We've overcome a lot of things. But what I'm saying is that there's a lot of anxiety in other people's minds. But you know what? We are not limited to just everything that's happening out there. We have this connection, Zoom fee. I call it Zoom fee because it's coffee and Zoom. And if you are not a coffee drinker like me, then drink your tea. Then it's Zoom tea. Call it whatever you want. But coin the words and just come in for having fun, because we want to get to know you. We want to know what's happening with you. Networking, and maybe I can share that in your community and have some people.
Absolutely.
But the thing is, it's just all about connecting. It's understanding that people out there have the same dreams, the same worries, the same processes in life as everybody else. You may not be at the right stage with the right person, but somebody out there needs to hear your message. So just connect with people, right?
Absolutely. Love it. Thank you so much for having me on here today. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you're hearing today, we'll bring you another guest next Monday at same time, same place. But you know what? It's another person who is impacting different lives. Here, Sarah has impacted almost 15,000 lives. One person can do that. All we are asking you to do is impact one more person today. Let's go out there and do that. If you like this, go ahead, share, like, and subscribe to our channel, and we will see you next week. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Munira's Musings with your host, Munira Zahabi. If you enjoyed our show, please share and subscribe to this channel. And for more content, please join our Facebook group.